Hello, all you amazing and wonderful people. Welcome back to the channel. IStandAlone Gaming, and today we're going to be playing Satisfactory yet again. So with that being said, it is officially Fixmas, and the 25th just passed, so we're going to go ahead and explore our small little tree factory here. And basically we just made a bunch of trees, had this set up to feed into a box, and then started making the ornaments. So basically had one machine supply the tree topper and the Christmas decorations, which led us to the finale of getting the tree completed. And as you can see, we have it completely done. So it wasn't too much work. The hardest part was probably getting the copper and the iron ingots, but we made it work. So how we did that, there's a copper or iron node over there. I fed it down here. Down here there is a small little setup to make the ingots, and I had the copper come from our old base all the way over here. We can get away from this present here. So our old thing was all the way over there. You can see it way over there. I had it run across the little pathway we made way back, and I think it was like the 4th or 5th episode. So yeah, we're doing pretty good. We ended up completing that. You don't really get any benefit for completing the MAM research, other than the tree looking better. So just so you know, there's not really much of a reward for getting the MAM completed. So let's go ahead and look in here. You can see we have it completed. And basically it just upgrades your Christmas tree. So, but with that being said, there's other things that's happened off screen. And let's go ahead and jump to one now. All right, so we are up at our road here. That's our old base. And this was our steel manufacturing over here. So if you notice, we upgraded. So basically, I dug out everything that was in this building. It's a lot of work. I still haven't completed it all. Redid the steel manufacturing. And I'm going to be working on the space elevator parts. So let's go ahead over here real quick. I destroyed my old space elevator. I'm probably going to move it. But let's go ahead and jump in here. I'll show you what I did so far. Alright, so far, as you can see, I expanded my storage. Plenty of storage to go along now. There's a lot of minor details that I wanted to include here, which is lights and signs and stuff like that. I'm thinking about adding a train station right here, and I could basically feed any of my materials into. Because if you look behind, all of our materials are right here. This is basically where I have all the belts hidden, so on and so forth. So small little tour. And then once we go upstairs, my hub is over here. And there's one thing that I definitely want to make sure that we grab while we're here. We go over here, click on number 25. As you can see, I collected them all up to this point. Click on 25 and we get some fireworks. So check that out. So that means like we can make fireworks, so that's pretty cool. But let's go ahead and upstairs. And we have upgraded our steel production. So originally, our original setup was using iron ore and coal. And although that was very nice, I upgraded it so that we're using iron ingots now and coal and a foundry. This gives us 60 steel ingots per minute. I believe I overclocked it 50% or 25. Yeah, 50%, sorry. And we're getting 90 per minute out of each one of these. So we got all that. So this is 90, 180, 270, 360. So we're getting 360 per line, and I have 3 lines. So we got 1, 2, and 3. One line is setting up over here, making all of our steel beams. We have about 6 machines altogether. Each one of these takes 60, so 60, 120, 180, 240, 300, and 360. Same over here, except these are our pipes. And I overclocked all of these so that they use the 60 per minute. So we're getting 40 pipe out of each one of these. So we got 40, 80, 120, all the way up to 240. Oh, we're using 360 steel ignits there. And then I have one last one over here where we're making extra beams just because. And then on this side, we're making beams, but we're sending this upstairs. Let's see if I can get up there pretty quickly. We're sending this up here, and we're going to be making screws out of all these extra steel beams. So if we look, we got the altered recipe for steel screws, alternate steel screw. Gives us 260 screws per minute. So I set up each line to have its own amount, because even if I did tier 4 belts or MK4 belts, it still wouldn't be enough to hold 2 of these, because that'd be over 520. So I gave them each their own MK3 line. So we got about 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, we have 9, so that's good too. A little bit more than I was remembered, but basically the reason we did that is because we have these 3 over here. All 3 of these add up to 45 per minute. And each one of the screws, or the screw recipe, takes 5 per minute. So 5 times 9, 45. And that's basically where we left off. So there's a lot of work that I need to do. I need to set up the space elevator. We need to make those parts. And there's a lot of stuff in between, because I literally deleted almost everything from this warehouse here. Because I expanded it. This is how much I almost doubled the size of just a warehouse, and that's not counting this lower part. So almost tripled it altogether. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of all this. There's production upstairs. There's about 4 more levels of production. Some of it was quartz, some of it was caterium, so on and so forth as we went up. But we need to basically replace all of that, and then craft the stuff needed for the space elevator as well. So probably going to do that off screen, or at least maybe show some of the highlights and run through them as we go along. But I don't want to make a build and just have you guys watch me build the whole time. So I will be back in a little bit, and I'll show you what I come up with. All right, so we have finally completed our steel factory here, and our loot room, I guess you could say. So I did a lot of changes. It actually ended up taking me a long time to upgrade this to where it is today. So between the holidays and everything, this video will be coming out late, but I just wanted to say Happy New Year and Happy Holidays to everyone. But with that being said, let's go into what our build is. So we changed a lot of things. We tried to clean up all the lines. We had the iron come in through here instead of straight through the side of the building, and the coal is coming in from over here. And once we walk in, we have the entire loot room, and we have almost everything. Actually, no, we do have everything that we had prior to me upgrading this building. So we still have a lot of stuff to do, but we are definitely on our way, and we are pretty much ready to start our space elevator parts. So we have our hub all the way out here. I ended up moving it so it's not all the way back at our old base. Space elevator is on this roof. We have a MAM. I found a hard drive. So let's go ahead and grab. That seems like a pain. It might actually be really good, but it seems like a pain. Could do fused wire. That's 90 per minute. That's pretty good. I think I'm going to go for the pure caterium here. You can always make it work later. Besides, we're going to go look for hard drives later. But that's not what this episode is going to be about. So we're going to try to focus on the space elevator parts here. So we have everything being made up to computers, regular computers. Let's jump down here, and I'll show you what I mean. So I believe the computers are all the way over here. Here we go. We don't have that many yet, but they are being made, as you can see. We have high-speed connectors, and we have heavy modular frames. So all the stuff that takes manufacturing, our manufacturers. So on the first floor here, come up this ladder. Do a nice little walkthrough real quick. Most of the stuff in here is the steel, and we use the increased steel production, so we melt it down to iron ingots first, and then put it into the foundries here, and we get 90 steel ingots per minute. We have 3 rows of 4, so each row 90 times 4, 360. So we're getting 360, 360, and 360. So total of over 1,000. I think it's 1,080 or something like that. Let's see, 360 and 360, 720. It's 980? No, 1,080 steel ingots. And then we're getting some of it turned into steel beams, some of it turned into steel pipes. And then we have these going up top. Those are getting turned into encased industrial beams. Some of these are being turned into screws over here for the computers and the what else? Modular frames, I believe. So you get 260 per minute out of one steel beam. We have 4 of those. So lots of screws. You can replace that. Most of that stuff's done. Go up to the next floor. It's where we have the encased industrial beams. We have motors and rotors being produced up here. Or actually, no, rotors we already had from our old base. We just had them delivered. So we're making motors here and strators. I believe the strators are over here. Getting those made. I believe these are smart plating, because we need those for the next phase of the industrial parts. These are advanced wiring. Over there is the encased industrial beams. So we have a little bit of everything being made, basically up to the point of where I was before I started upgrading this factory here. But with that being said, I don't think I'll be upgrading this factory again. If anything, I'll just start making new areas and start using the transportation and stuff like that. It was quite a handful to upgrade this place the way it is. So if you could appreciate the time I spent doing that, I'd greatly appreciate a like. But it's not required. But if you're enjoying this video, I would still appreciate it. But with that being said, these are circuit boards. We have a boatload of those being made. We got versatile framework going here, and I'm actually using a different circuit board recipe. So we're using the silicone circuit board, if I can speak. We're using quartz to actually make those. I think these are going to be the high-speed connectors. Nope, AI limiters. So we got AI limiters here, and then I have more room for anything else that requires an assembler. Basically, I separated the assemblers and manufacturers. So upstairs is where I have the manufacturers. Let's head up here. There we go. And we have our manufacturers. So we have 2 of each. Modular frames, heavy modular frames, sorry. I believe these are the crystal oscillators. These are high-speed connectors, and these are the computers. So looks actually pretty clean. I have most of the stuff under the floor here, but it's pretty ugly once you start looking at the actual belts and stuff underneath. I didn't worry about clipping since it was under the floor. But anyway, after that short little tour, we're going to go ahead and do our space elevator parts. So there's one more floor above us, and that's where we're going to start working on those. So we need to go up here. We need to craft some more manufacturers. And we actually need to finish this floor. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this floor quick, and I'll see you guys in a minute. All right, so our first layer of floor is complete. We're going to go ahead and drop these manufacturers down. And we want to give ourselves a little bit of room to work with. So let's go ahead and drop one right here. We'll drop one right next to it. And we need modular engines and adaptive control units. So we're going to go ahead and let's do the modular engines first. It seems like an easier task. So it only needs 2 motors per minute, 2 smart plating per minute, and 15 rubber. So not super difficult, but it's also not easy either if you don't have all the parts ready to go. However, we do. So we have pretty much everything converging onto this factory. So we have rubber for sure. We have motors, and we definitely have smart plating. So there's our rubber and everything else. I'm going to go ahead and wire those up, or convey those up, I guess you could say. And we're going to go ahead and start making some modular engines. So I'll see you guys fairly shortly once I'm done completed all that. Basically, I have all my conveyors hidden behind the wall here, and that's the plan. So we're going to go get everything converged over to those manufacturers, and I'll see you guys shortly. Alrighty, we ran all the resources up here. We have everything in place. All we have to do is connect the power. So I already took the liberty of getting lines up here. So all we have to do is connect to the actual machines here. Go ahead and drop this right here. Connect these guys if we can. Now they should be powered on, and they should be making modular engines. So we have modular engines being made, and now all we have to work on is the adaptive control units. So we're going to go ahead and have these get stored down in the storage room. We're going to go ahead and do that, and then we will start working on the adaptive control units. So I'm going to go ahead and work that out, and I'll see you guys shortly. All right, so we have these being transferred down to our storage room, and we'll be making some of those. Now we just need to start on the adaptive control unit. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and place 2 more of these down, give a decent amount of room so we can do the belt work underneath. Select adaptive control units. They need automated wiring, circuit boards, heavy modular frames, and computers. So luckily half of that stuff is already up on the higher floors here, but we still have to get those up to here. So let's go ahead and run those wires, or run those conveyors, and I will see you guys shortly. Alrighty, we are a bit on the ugly side, but we officially have everything here. So once we go ahead and power these up, like so, start bringing in the items needed, and we'll start constructing adaptive control units. So we already have versatile framework being crafted from earlier before. We have the modular motors now being crafted right here, and we have the adaptive control units right here. So converging all of our materials into one location made it a little bit easier, but I also feel like it makes it harder because you also have to do the work to get it into one location. But with that being said, we have everything, and we're going to go ahead and wait for everything to be made. We're going to go ahead and turn it into the space elevator, and I will see you guys right before we do that. Alright, so while I've been waiting for these parts to get made, I went ahead and did some decorations. So we got plenty of lights. Put a light control unit, so we can always change the color, like so. We can change the intensity, and I also put up signs so I know which item is inside the chest or container. So we have all these signs: advanced wiring, circuit boards, AI limiters, crystal oscillator, heavy modular frame, high-speed connector, computers, modular engine, adaptive control unit, Those are encased industrial beams. The white ones are blank. We still have room to grow. So we have a lot of materials coming in, as you can see. And we are almost ready to turn in all of our stuff to the space elevator. So let's go ahead and see what we got. We got about 100 modular engines. We only have about 60 adaptive control units. So they're taking their time being made, but we are on the right track. So I'm going to give it some more time, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, so now we have all of these items needed for the spells. Now we have all these items needed for the space elevator. Let's go ahead and throw them in and see what the next tiers hold for us. Our space elevator is right upstairs here. Let's go ahead and hop up in here. And here we go. Let's go ahead and drop everything in. Load it up. And send. Go ahead and watch it. It's always fun to watch. Goodbye, cruel world. All right, so now we are on the next phase, and holy crap, look at look at all those items you need. Oh my lord, that looks fun. Might be a while before we get to that, boys. That is a lot of items, but I'm up for the challenge. We'll have to see how it goes. But before we get into that, let's see what tier 7 and 8 got us. So 7 got us bauxite. Bauxite refinement. Logistics MK5. How do we get aluminum? Oh, geez. Got a hazmat suit. We have aeronautical engineering, which gives us drones. That'll be fun. That's only tier 7. Oh, what is tier 8? Hover pack. Hover pack sounds fun. We could almost get that now, except for the aluminum. We could probably get that now. Where do you get aluminum? So it's right here. So I'm assuming you need bauxite for aluminum. Get a blender, radio control units. Definitely going to be a long, tedious journey to the end. So see how it goes. We got nuclear power in the next tier. Get magnetic field generator. Resource well pressurizer. Resource well extractor. Get scanners for oil wells and water wells. Nitrogen gas. We unlock heat sinks. Cooling system. Fused modular frames. Turbo motors. Miner MK3. Thermal propulsion rocket. And a boatload of other stuff. Copper powder. Conversion cube. Nuclear pasta. That's pretty funny. And particle accelerator. Yeah, bunch of stuff to get into. But we have the resources for bauxite refinement, so let's go ahead and load that up. Go grab our items. Luckily, I have everything labeled now. This should be pretty easy to find. So all we gotta do is hop in here, grab them, turn them in. Computers are right here. Only need 50. Our heavy modular frames are right here. Grab 2 of those. Motors are all the way at the end here. Grab 4 of those. And we need rubber. Always a fun time with rubber. I think rubber is actually all the way down here. Boom. 1, 2, 3. And let's go turn it in. Will give us bauxite refinement and the ability to make a aluminum clad, however you pronounce it. basically aluminum refinement. So fun times, fun times indeed. Let's go ahead and launch this guy up. Our next milestone should probably be something simple, or at least logistics MK5. That sounds pretty nice. The blender will be used in future processes. Alright, so first things first, you need aluminum for all that, you need aluminum for that, you need aluminum for that, and you need aluminum for that. So it doesn't really matter which one we pick. It looks like the easiest will probably be either hazmat suit or logistics. So let's go logistics first. We have all those materials other than the aluminum, so let's go ahead and turn those in. And then I guess we'll have to work on aluminum. So let's go ahead and hit a viewing real quick. And it takes aluminum ignite and copper to get that. We need aluminum scrap and silica to make an aluminum ignite. And where do we get the aluminum scrap from? We get the aluminum scrap from looks like a refinery for bauxite. Standard recipe says right there, bauxite and water gives us both aluminum solution and silica. So that's interesting. So we'll have to find a bauxite node and some water and start farming some of that. So that may be on the future to-do list. We'll have to work that out when we get there. This is the farthest I've been in Satisfactory. Usually I end up getting tired of playing by the time we get to stage 7 here. So you can appreciate that. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn these guys in. And then we'll start looking for some bauxite, I guess. We may have to make another warehouse in general. I mean, don't get me wrong, this place is nice, and it could definitely house more stuff, but I'm really not looking forward to shipping it all the way over to here. So, deal with that when we have to. Let's go ahead and talk to our ma'am here. Hey, ma'am. And we can get a bunch of stuff. Looks like you get 100 per minute if we use insulated cable. That'd be nice. Only takes a little bit of rubber. Let's go ahead and take that. We have some leftover hard drives. Oh no, we do not. Actually, we do. I just dropped my entire inventory. So let's go ahead and grab some of those. We'll put one of those hard drives in. See if we can unlock some nice recipes for our future production. Alright, so gonna go ahead and spend some time finding a bauxite node and see if there's anything in the area. Pretty sure it's a rare resource. I think I've only seen one on my journeys for finding hard drives, and it was not close. So we'll see. I'll be back in a little bit as soon as I find it. Alright, so we are not too far from my coal production. Coal production is right down here, basically over this entire little lake over here. And we found a pure bauxite node. So in the next episode, I think we're going to go ahead and start farming this, start making aluminum, and see how far we can get in the time that we have. But with that being said, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like. If you want to see more content of this game, Satisfactory, or any other content that I make, please subscribe to my channel. And with that being said, thank you for watching, thank you for your time, and I really hope to see you in the next video. Take care.